Hey, I'm Yoad. Welcome to my studio. If you ask any singer, they will tell you that they would much prefer recording vocals not using headphones, but actually hearing the music through speakers so they can perform more naturally and hear their own voice through the air rather than going into a mic, a preamp, plugins, effects, de-essers, compressors, and then coming back to the headphones, sometimes delayed. And this affects their vocal performance. And that's the reason why most singers will take one headphone out so they can hear themselves through the air. But still, we use headphones all the time. Why, actually? Well, because of the bleed, of course, I hear you say. But is it that bad? Let's find out. When we recorded this song, we didn't use headphones. We used the speakers in the live room. Let's hear how it sounds.
Gotta do what I want to do, yeah. I gotta say what I feel inside, and it's taking a toll on me, baby, and I'm paying the price.
I've noticed that only about 40% of you guys are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you like what I do here and would like to support this channel, the best way is to subscribe. It only takes a second. So let's listen to how bad the bleed actually is. Let's solo the vocal and listen through.
Gotta do what I want to do, yeah. I gotta say what I feel inside.
If I copy that region and stretch it, we can hear just the bleed on its own. So that was just the bleed. And my question is, are you really going to hear that on top of everything else that's going on in the music?
Gotta do what I want to do, yeah. I gotta.
And we can actually get the answer very easily. So here I split the vocal and the music using stem separation. So this is what we have.
What I feel inside.
And I have the same processing that I have on the actual vocal.
Gotta do what I want to do, yeah. I gotta say what I feel inside.
Now, if I mute the vocal, bring in the original vocal, and actually amplify the spill.
Gotta do what I want to do, yeah.
So this is 6 dB louder on top of the spill that we have through the mic. And now I'm going to mute it.
Do best. But then comes my endless pride, 'cause I know that I'm right when I'm angry, but I can't enjoy the ride.
So this is how much we're adding. Going back to the main vocal, I'm not hearing a problem here.
Trying to get used to all these changes, trying to fit where I don't belong, and I know it is testing my patience, especially when I'm alone, 'cause I feel like I lose when I'm winning, but I keep on staying strong.
So when we recorded the vocals, the speakers weren't playing too loud, but the music was loud enough to allow me to feel the song and get a good vocal performance. Let's listen to what the camera's mic picked up in the room, so you can assess the loudness of the speaker against the vocal.
'Cause I know that I'm right when I'm angry, but I can't enjoy the ride, and it's taking a toll on me, baby, and I'm paying the price. Feels like the world is on my shoulders.
So when we get close, we can hear that it's not too loud, but it's loud enough. Let's look at some ways to get rid of the bleed, in case we want the vocal to be even more clean. The first thing we can do is to use a neural network-based noise reduction, which is trained on vocals. So a generic algorithmic noise reduction will not do the trick here.
Testing my patience.
So here,
Especially when
we can isolate, and now we're hearing only the bleed. And here we can listen to the different networks to find the one that will give us the best results. So I'm looking for the most bleed because I'm listening just to the bleed at the moment. And I think that that's the one. This one has more artifacts because it takes less CPU, so it's more efficient in terms of processing, but at the cost of quality. So I'm going to use this one. And now we can dial in the reduction.
Especially when I'm alone.
So here we can see the delta, which is the difference between the input and what we're actually reducing. And we can see that it's mostly in the low mid. And that's what we're hearing here as well.
Well, it takes time.
So we can see that we're not changing much in the mid and highs, if at all. But what I can do here is tell it to not touch the highs at all. So I'm not going to lose any fidelity. Let's bypass.
But I keep on staying strong. It is all just a part of this living. Standing tall. Feels like the world is on my shoulder. Well, it takes time.
So Clarity VX is doing a pretty good job. And I guess that's why we got an Emmy for it. Sorry for bragging, but we actually did. Now let's try a different method, which is the stem separation. This track is Logic's internal stem separation engine.
Gotta do what I want to do, yeah. I gotta say what I feel inside.
And let's compare to the source.
Gotta do what I want to do, yeah. I gotta say what I feel inside.
Definitely usable. And the reason it is usable is that the network doesn't have to work that hard because the bleed is very quiet. So I can use either method and I'm quite happy with the results. At the same time, I don't really feel like I need to do anything because it sounds good as it is.
Because I feel like I lose when I'm winning, but I keep on staying strong. It is all just a part of this living. Standing tall, feels like the world is on my shoulder.
And it's even less of a problem here because we have the double track vocals. And these were recorded using headphones. The only thing to remember is that what you're playing through the speakers should be the final version of the track. So if you have some instruments that are not going to be in the final mix, that could be a problem. Especially click or kind of drums that you take out at a later stage or something like that, you are going to hear it. We are building on the fact that the backing track is masking the bleed into the vocal mic. And for that to happen, they have to be identical in terms of what instruments are playing. In a quiet moment of the song, when the vocal is more exposed, this could be a bit more noticeable, especially when using reverbs or delays, because the bleed that gets into the vocal mic will be sent to those effects. In a case like that, I may revert to the stem separation or using Clarity VX to clean the vocal further. But just for these moments, I don't need it to run over the whole song. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, you know what to do. And I will see you on the next one.